in the or am I from another planet? Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So we are in interesting times. I mean, yeah, we are in lots of interesting times. We see the world imploding before our eyes. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the important stuff. I'm talking about Dr. Bloody Who, right? Okay, the important stuff in life, which I wish I was joking. I really actually meant, like, honestly, we could be in, like, the apocalypse, and I'm like, yeah, but you know, let's watch Pyramids of Mars, mate. I guess that's who I am. Okay, you know, I'm 50 years of age. I've reached a point where I just accept that's who I am. Okay, so we're in an interesting time in Doctor Who in that it's been unbelievably bad. I would say deeply hateful to Doctor Who and Doctor Who fans since this era began, the era with Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall. It's been the absolute antithesis of Doctor Who for me. If you like it, by the way, God bless you. Very, very happy for you. And I'm not taking the piss. Why would it upset me that you like it? I don't understand. It's like, you know, I would ask people who always accuse me of being a racist or a bigot or whatever, like, say, why do you think I don't like black people or people with vaginas or like, well, like, why do you think I don't like women? I really like women. I mean, like, honestly, women are better than men in pretty much every important way. You guys look better, that's for damn sure. You smell better, not even close, okay? Not even close. I don't understand. I don't understand this idea, like, ew, I hate women. Like, it's the weirdest thing. But if somebody can explain to me why I'm supposed to hate women, okay, fine, no problem. But we've been in a weird state in that this year we're 2 episodes into a 6-episode season, a third of the way in. And it hasn't been unbelievably awful. There've been bits of it that've been good. Been a lot of it that's been good, actually. The main villain, Swarm, freaking excellent, right? John Bishop, pretty darn good. I think they're all been, like, you know, Jodie Whittaker. Not much you can do with her. You can't polish a turd. It's the expression, and it's very true. It's very romantic. Also not very good. And their relationship not very good. And lots and lots of plot holes, but it still feels markedly better, right? Markedly better than what's gone before. I get the feeling there's been some help. However, because you know it's so incredible. The insane Twitterati that has always protected this era and said it's the bestest ever. You know, and always avoided all criticism. Now actually feel that it isn't. Then they said it was great. Now they actually know it's not awful, right? It hasn't been awful because now they're going, you see, it's always been great, and you've just had to wait time to have your eyes open. No. What's happened was Christian Mohat is using a storytelling style that very good for him. Leans into him, right? Helps him out a lot. He's much better with the telling stuff over like a 6-part story. This storytelling is really much more for him because he's not very good at beginning, middles, and ends and characters. But also he's making it move a lot quicker because you get a feeling he's scared, right? He's moving a lot quicker and it's brighter and it's like bigger, and so you're just not noticing the problems as much. Even though there are significant plot holes, they're much more acceptable. Much less acceptable, however, on the Twitterati, who, as I said, are now gloating and claiming vindicated victory, right? Which, no. So we're going to look at 2 articles from Screen Rant. One's a quickie, but it's just hilarious. And we're going to be ripping the piss. That's the plan. That is the plan. We're going to be ripping the piss out of it, which I'm quite looking forward to. Fine. Before we get into it, can you hit the like button? Thank you very much. I'm very appreciative of you doing it. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that subscribe button today. Listen, I can't promise you that you will get untold wealth and you'll be irresistibly attractive to whatever sex you would like to be irresistibly attracted to. I can't promise you that's going to happen, but it might. Okay, give it a try, baby. You know, results may vary. Fine. Let's have a look at the story. Here we go. Doctor Who is finally good again. Calm down, darling. No, it's not. It's not terrible all the time. But the actual Doctor Who, Jodie, is Not good again. Why Flux has fixed the Whittaker's era? Okay, I'm looking forward to hearing your arguments. Chris Chibnall's era Doctor Who has struggled over the last few years. You mean its entirety, right? But the new approach to Doctor Who Flux has seen him find his feet. I think that's fair, actually. Yeah. And again, I just wish this is what he did from season 11 onwards. And I say again, this is the third video I filmed today. It's 10:20 in the morning. You know, if I said it in another video, I guess you'll see it tomorrow when I put it out. Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall's era proved incredibly divisive. Okay, so far they're telling the truth. Who is writing this? Thomas Bacon. He's normally a massive shill. Proved incredibly divisive. Well, you gaslit us a little bit with that, haven't you, before? But Doctor Who Flux has fixed the problems that made the show good again. No, it's made not awful is not good, right? Not awful doesn't make it good. No one can fault the current Doctor Who showrunner, Chris Chibnall. I can. Okay, I'm faulting him right now. Yes. Who else are you gonna fault? Yeah. No. Oh, God. Really? It's like this utter fear of taking any accountability for failure. It's just so bizarre. On his ambition, yeah, I can. Not content with telling stories featuring the first female Doctor. Why is that again? You're acting like women have been in slavery and bondage. I mean, I guess, you know, if you go to the right websites, you will see women in bondage. I'm sure you go to other websites, you see men in bondage. I'm sure if you go to the right website, you'll see sheep in bondage. I don't think there's much things you won't find in bondage, right? But that's not what I'm talking about. But, you know, it's like, it's not like women just got the bloody vote. What the hell are you talking about? It's like, yeah, I understand. You had creeps in Hollywood that would insist women, I guess men too, slept with them so they got a crappy job in a commercial. I understand that happened, like casting couch. We all know about it. That's not a man problem. That's a Hollywood problem. That's an entertainment industry problem, because you people are low-life scum who have no moral value whatsoever, right? That's who you are. But it doesn't mean the world is like that, does it? No. And again, I just don't see how you can possibly say that blonde, college-educated women are in any way oppressed. In 2015 or 2018 or 2020 or again, and you know, it's look, if you want to get down to the real reason of what caused me too, it's sex became transactional, right? Somebody said, if you have sex with me, you'll get this role in this movie, and they would have sex with that. Yeah, if as a society we said, no, that's immoral and that's disgusting, and sex isn't transactional, right? If men and women said this, we wouldn't have had Me Too. But men and women didn't say this, because men and women were complicit in making the society that created Me Too. Men and women equally. But either way, that's a Hollywood problem. That's an entertainment industry problem. That's not, that's not a humanity problem. In fact, I remember the trailer before it came out, which it didn't even clue me in that it was going to be awful, right? Was Jodie Whittaker breaking a glass ceiling. And like, there's no glass ceiling that you're breaking. Okay, what is prohibited from women being able to do? Right? Just tell me. I don't know. Certainly not. Screenwriting. Like, why would that be prohibited women? Okay, whatever. So not implemented the first woman. He implemented the time to tell retcon that rewrote the history of Doctor Who badly. Right? Yes, he did it very badly. So yeah, I can fault Chris Chibnall. And the Time Lord race. It was his boldest change to the Doctor Who lore since 1969 War Games. Unfortunately, Chibnall's reach has been greater than his grasp. Season 11 and 12, Doctor Who have failed to fill their potential with clunkily clunky writing. Clunky writing, underdeveloped companions, and stories that lacked any real resolution. Yes, because you believed being the first female Doctor was the only thing you needed, right? That was it. No, nothing else. Just that's it. No, you need to actually do something good. The coronavirus pandemic has forced Chibnall to take a very different approach with Doctor Who season 13. You know what, Chibs? Why don't you put out a comic book or a Big Finish season of what you were going to do with season 13, right? If it's going to be 3 in a way, because no one's going to buy it, are they? That's why. That's the press. I might buy that as a book, right? Or I might just download it and take the piss out of it online. That's more likely. In all fairness, that's probably more likely. The coronavirus may want to take a different approach. Doctor Who season 13 down. Doctor Who is one of the most difficult shows to produce. I don't give a crap about your problems. God, it's all whining with you. Chibnall explained in an interview with Doctor Who magazine, we were aware that the pandemic would make it even more difficult. We tried to keep pushing the show every year, and we did. We succeeded in making more shit every year. We're very proud. And we didn't want to let the ambition of the show down. Okay, but we continue with the previous number of episodes was financially, logistically, and operationally impossible. I think the only one that matters is financially, quite frankly. As a result, Doctor Who season 13 is only 6 episodes at length. It also has a single overarching narrative throughout the season. The closest comparison is with the classic series Doctor Who. The multi-episode arcs were the norm, with 6 episodes weren't especially unusual. But they were 6 25-minute episodes, not 6 hour-long episodes. I think your best comparison to Flux would be Dalek Master Plan. Yeah, more so a War Games. Well, one of the two. Certainly not Trial of the Time Lords, which is essentially 4 stories, and Key to Time, which is essentially 6 stories. The closest comparison with the classic series, multi-blah, blah, 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 blah. But the comparison isn't perfect because Chibnall has adapted the format to give each individual episode its individual A-plot as well. Well, no. I think it did that with episode 2, Wars on Sontarans. It's episode 1, there was no A-plot. There was just like, everything, right? Scatter. I think it's going to be a lot worse on episode 3. I think episode 3 is where it's going to jump the shark. Like, it sort of jumped back, and now it's going to jump it again big time. It's my guess, right? Two of the Doctor Who Flux to bed today, it is becoming clear that Chibnall's experiment has worked. So far, yes, I agree with you, but, dude, a mistake that liberal progressives always make is they always claim victory way too soon, right? Don't you remember when they're all high-fiving each other that Trump was going to be unquestionably impeached for and be revealed that he only became president because of Russian interference? Remember? And they were convinced beyond convinced, right? They claimed victory, like Jodie Whittaker. She did one episode where they promoted it heavily, saying it's the first female Doctor Who. It got very high ratings. They said, "See, I didn't break it, well, darling. You lost 75% of your ratings from then. You did bloody break it, okay?" But she claimed victory too soon, which is what I think is going on here. Arguing last, where are we? It's gone clear that Chibnall has worked transforming the show and arguing at last fulfilling the vision of redefining Doctor for the 2020s. At last, the showrunner has found his feet, and his era of Doctor Who is good. I would say, again, you got the real problem of Jodie Whittaker. It's a real drag factor. I don't know how you get past that, right? And also, you had some really clanging plot holes. Jodie Whittaker is your main problem. Chibnall is an old school Doctor Who fan that's often worked against him. That's not what's worked against him. What's worked against him is his crushing lack of ability. Because he's tended to draw too deeply on the classic lore and failed to adapt his ideas for the post-2005 launch. Yeah, no, he had no idea what he's doing. On the face of it, Doctor Who Flux follows the traditional format with an overarching narrative running through multiple episodes, each ending with a dramatic cliffhanger. Now, they've taken on a lot of elements that have been very, 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 very helpful. Right? Putting back the cold opening in has helped it. Putting the cliffhangers in has helped it a lot. Right? Putting monsters in has helped it. Putting traditional monsters in has helped it. Casting a good actor as a villain has helped it. And I'm sure that dialogue with the villain has got has had help. Right? I'm sure. Although again, episode 3. They're bringing Maxine out of who wasn't a great writer last year, and a new director who's only done a short before. I don't know. Let's see what's going to happen. But Jim knows rightly on the video with Flux with overarching blah 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 blah. Albeit slightly marred by the instant trailer for next episode. It's not marred by that at all. It's just that they've been complaining a lot about that. The shills. But Shomron has rightly concluded that that approach wouldn't quite work in the modern era, especially not when the single story takes up the whole series. He's tweaked it by launching a cosmic tale that runs through time and space, beginning with Earth in present day, and then taking the Doctor to the Crimean War and the mysterious temple of the Atropos. It's a smart adaptation of the classic multi-episode story, allowing momentum to build while retaining a sense of wonder and discovery. This is fair, okay? Look, I don't want to be a dick because that's I can't argue with that. I think that's a fair and true statement. There's never been anything like this in Doctor Who, like season 13 in the show's entire history. That's also fair, right? That's also fair. And again, it works in that it's a very good way of papering over the cracks. And it really is. And it's working for that. Rusty T. Davies chose to drop the serialized format when he relaunched the show back in 2005. Yes and no. I mean, he did a mix, a couple of two-parters, but mainly standalones, right? But again, he replaced the cliffhanger with the cold opening, which really worked. Because he believed it wouldn't be popular work in the popular culture, but the culture changes. Now serialized storytelling is all the rage because of binge watching, which means you've got to drop everything in one go. So it makes sense for Doctor Who to embrace it. It helps also plays on Chibnall's strengths as he's demonstrating in Broadchurch. Fair point. It's what I've been saying all along. Moving to this format has therefore freed him to tell the kind of story he wants to tell. Listen, he should have done this from the beginning. There's a sense of boldness and confidence in Doctor Who Flux we haven't seen before in the Chibnall era, which is why I think there's somebody helping him. I really do. I really feel there's somebody else having input here. For all its lavish production value, the format is what's given the show its confidence. I mean, do you think Russell T Davies and Moffat are like coming in to help? I think I don't know. Who knows? It seems like all hands on deck, right? By the way, Russell T Davies is going to make a bloody mint, right? He's making an absolute fortune. The news dropped today that they're moving production to Bad Wolf Studios. If he's got money in that, which he does, that's just going to get him more money, right? Okay, Jodie Whittaker's performance gives Doctor Who Flux momentum. No, it doesn't. Whenever she appears on screen, it kills it. It kills the momentum. The momentum hides her terrible performance, I would say instead. But let's read this through. Which is why I'm doing this article, I guess. Jodie Whittaker's performance is much improved. No, it's not. I've always wondered what it'll feel like having a cliffhanger. Oh, God, you're awful. Doctor Who Season 13, as well as in large part because of its directing. The directing has been very good. The Doctor has always tended to give lectures and info dumps. Yes, they cut down on that. They have cut down on that because she's really bad at that. But the Chibnall era has been typically brought the story's momentum to a screeching halt because the story never had any momentum. Because the doctor would simply stand and deliver them, and the camera would focus on her face. Yeah, okay. Now there's a newfound kinetic energy to Whittaker's doctor. She doesn't stand still anymore. So we learn how to do it, but instead she's always fidgeting as though she's full of energy and eager to move on. No, it just feels like she doesn't feel like that. She feels like there's something wrong with her. This will go with Whittaker's unique, expressive face. Yeah, I'm shit. I am. Yes. That's the expression I get from your face. God, you unique. We agree with, right? Running through facial expressions at speed, emoting in a remarkable way. Well, I guess it's remarkable. Remarkable is one way I would describe it. Her profile feels like comparable to Patrick Troughton. No. Sylvester McCoy. No. Classic doctors who use their faces great. No. The timeless style retcons appears to have had a lasting effect on Jodie Whittaker's doctor. No, it's not. This is not an in-story turnaround. It's just they've told her to do this and she's doing this now. It's like season 11, they worked out how to hide that she can't run by having shaky cam, right? She still can't run. I mean, really, you would have thought running would be the one thing you need to learn to play Doctor Who. The time that appeared, I lost effect on Whittaker the 13th Doctor because there is an edge to her that wasn't there before. They've just told her to do it differently. A darkness almost feels like a thunderstorm about to break. No, it doesn't feel like that at all. It feels like it feels like what Yaz and the Doctor are trapped in a relationship, don't really like each other, and bicker a lot. Right? That's what it felt like to me. This is the most notable change relationship with Yaz. They land in the bed together, who senses the Doctor is now keeping secrets from her, but can't get the Doctor to open up, so they're always bickering. This is a bad idea, right? The tension between the two was palpable. This is everything he said he hated. Chibnall said he hated from the 80s, right? Tension was palpable in Doctor Who Flux. I mean, maybe he's George Costanza-ing it, right? George Costanza in an episode of Seinfeld once decided to do the opposite. And I've said, Chibnall, do the opposite of anything you think. Maybe he's doing that. That could be, like, because this is everything he said he hated. For the moment, it honestly seems as though we're about to part ways because of the Doctor's secretive nature. Yeah, goodbye, both of you, goodbye. Companions like Yaz serve as audience surrogates. No, not for me. I don't relate to her in any way. I don't relate to like a Mary Sue who has weird emotional swings and like truncated character development. Companions like I don't know. No, I think Dan serves as a conduit for the audience, helping viewers why? Because he's relatable as a human being. Because viewers know how to relate to the Doctor themselves, and so this tension makes Doctor Who season 13 feel ever so slightly off balance in rather effective way. Yeah, I was just thinking, one of the great things about John Bishop, I've really enjoyed. I did a thing on my stream last night where I went through one of the promotional pieces of John Bishop being interviewed, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm standing there, and there's an alien. He's like a real alien standing right there." I'm like, "What?" And he's really excited about it, right? He likes it. It's kind of cute, but you know, like I much like Session 1's excitement and being in season 12, right? Being the master, and that I really praised, and I really liked it. You can see he's very genuinely happy to be there, and he has a job. The balance of companions works more effectively. That's true. That's absolutely true. It's just that Mandip, Yaz is a terrible character. Doctor Who Series 11 saw Doctor travel with 3 companions, and unfortunately that proved too much for the scriptwriters to handle. A good scriptwriter can handle it. Russell Lee Davies handled that a lot. In fact, you can't see it, right? Right up there is the character options TARDIS, the Tenant TARDIS, the playset. Right, it's above it's in the corner above my desk. And standing around it are like who we got Donna, the Doctor, Rose, Captain Jack, Sarah Jane, and Martha. Right, and K9. Right, recreating the scene from what was it Journey's End? But they dragged the Earth back. It was great Murray Gold music. It was fantastic. But yeah, there was never a problem dealing with multiple characters because he built up characters. I I think John Bishop came as a character pre-built because he's a relatable person, much the same way Bradley Walsh did. So it feels like there's a character in Mand, it's just not a character. But what can you do? Found too much for the script writers out. Chibnall to handle. Even the best stories, such as Future of Doom, wasn't the best stories, tend to see the Doctor be separated from a fam. They worked on the B plot while she worked on the main one. It meant the companions were woefully underdeveloped, often feeling tangential rather than essential. That's all very true. But again, that's just because they were hired because of their skin color or their gender. Oddly enough, Doctor Who Flux follows the typical Chibnall arc, stranding the Doctor in the Crimea War, separating Dan away to present day, transporting Yaz to the temple of Atropos. I bet we're not going to explain how she ended up there. But that's what I'm saying. By having this very, very quick pace, it papers over the cracks. But this time it works perfectly because the balance between the individual episodes and the overarching narrative. That is better, right? That's 100% better. I do agree. It's interesting to note that the Doctor Who Season 13 is trying to handle new companion Daz, played by John Bennett, in a better way than handling the old game. The first ever spent quite a bit of time in Dan's world, and the decision to transport Dan to the present day allowed him to act in his home environment, interact with his parents. Chibnall scripts are trying to flesh out Dan's character and his personality, his personal world. He really dives into more cosmic adventures, so viewers have a better relationship with him. Yes, they're trying to set him up as a character, right? Listen, we had that really boring Woman Who Fell to Earth was about setting up setting up the commander's character. Didn't really work, did it? Has Chibnall finally succeeded in reinventing Doctor Who? That's a good question. Look, for me, episode 1 felt like either a big budget revamp of the Tomorrow People or season 24 given unlimited budget. And season 24 wasn't very good, but you can see where they were going with it, right? I'm gonna say yeah. Actually, look, he certainly reinvented it for himself. So far. There we go. Chibnall has always had the ambition of reinventing Doctor Who for the 2020s, hoping to leave a permanent mark on the franchise. Yeah, no! The permanent mark is you're walking away and brought Bradley Davis back. Listen, don't worry about your own personal glory. Just worry about doing your bloody job. You might have done better. It had previously seemed as though he intended to achieve this by rewriting Doctor Who's canon and lore, but ironically, the coronavirus pandemic has forced him to implement a change of format that may prove far more influential to any retcon. Davis was right to drop the serialized approach in the Doctor Who when he launched in 2005, but the longer form storytelling is in vogue again after the particular success of Game of Thrones. You know what? You've got to make people want to watch it. That's where they're struggling with right now. Right, it's the show that people know they don't want to watch, and it doesn't matter how good it is. Before anybody joins you on a quest, on a journey, they got to know they want to watch it, and they don't. So that's why I think you got to set up more, individualistic episodes first. Honestly, I am really psyched to see what Russell T Davies is going to do, just because I think he's got a really good beat and handle on what the public want, right? Like how to communicate. At the same time, he's very, very, very much ideologically aligned with Chibnall. I just feel he's much more talented, and so we're going to get something interesting. I'm interested to see whatever he's going to do. Chibnall has shown that in what's going to do, Les and Davis will be wise to heed in season 14. And he might do, right? He might do. So, but that doesn't. I think you're claiming victory too soon. You're 2 episodes in, and you're really not there. So here, but this article, this just came out today. It's just so funny. I had to include it in this video. Doctor Who Flux reveals Chibnall still Incredible. Still has one storytelling flaw. Just one. I think at least one. Right? One or two more than that. Doctor Who Flux is off to an action-packed start, but the season has already abandoned its biggest threat facing the entire universe of the show. What? The Flux. Started with a bang with the titular Flux ravaging the universe, but a single episode of dialogue put the apocalyptic force on the back burner. Yeah. And I don't understand how that was put on the back burner, or how like the doggy ships combined are able to protect against it. That seems like a lot more problems than just one. But let's find out what problem he's talking about in particular. But the single line of dialogue just blah blah back burner. Fine. Turning to the Doctor Who, known as Flux, tells a single story. Blah 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 blah. Leaving next year. Fine. Okay, Halloween Apocalypse revealed the Flux as a mysterious wave of energy cascading across the universe, destroying everything in its wake. While solar systems, no, there's only one solar system. There's lots of systems, and we call ours Sol, named after the sun, Sol. See, science fiction nerds know this, right? Okay. While solar systems were turned to dust, clearly establishing the Flux as a major threat. See, the first part of Doctor Who Flux concluded with a cliffhanger of the TARDIS failing to stop the Flux. How would it? Leaving the Doctor and the rest of the team moments before certain doom. Yay, bit of certain doom. While Halloween Apocalypse set up the Flux as the main threat the season, War of the Sontarans simply pushed it off. Waking up on Earth, the Doctor brushes clear outside. If I had to call it, we're back on Earth, which means that the Lupian shields work, but the TARDIS took a hit. It was a bit of a dumb piece of dialogue, but at least they just did it in one dialogue, one line. Whatever the hit was, it happened off screen, and consequently, it are unstated. The consequent unstated. Well, the TARDIS is falling apart. And they've stated that the Flux energy is destroying it. I think, didn't they? Yeah, at the end of episode 2, the Swarm said it's been that the Flux energy is very bad for the TARDIS. That's why they replaced the two people with Binder and Yaz right at the end. Was obviously with 4 episodes to go, the Doctor Who Flux left to go. The unstoppable wave of destruction has already stopped. Well, yeah, episode 5 is called The Survivors of the Flux, I think, isn't it? Let's have a quick look. I think that's what it's called. Let's have a look. We've got Radio Times, which means that it's over by episode 4, right? Where do we go to over here? Sci-fi. Penultimate episode. I think it's called Survivors of the Flux. Yeah, Survivors of, which means it's over by episode 4, right? Which I tell you, they think that this is good acting. This is all like, ooh, gonna furrow my eyebrows. I don't think so. 5. So we've got 2 more episodes of Flux. One, this next episode, Once Upon a Time, it's going to be time going bonkers and they're whipping about. We're probably not going to see the Flux. We'll probably see it again in the Village of the Angels, right? Episode 4. But yeah, like they set it up as this thing that can't be stopped, and then the thing that stopped it didn't make any sense, and then it vanished. Yeah, what you mean here? He writes with massive plot holes. That's true. Yes. While the fallout from the Flux creates plenty of new opportunities for the story, the season now posed with dramatically reduced stakes. At Halloween Apocalypse, the Doctor faces one of the greatest threats in the history of the show, with every civilization hanging in balance. It seems much more than that. It's not hanging in balance. They're going to be destroyed. In War of the Sontarans, most of the drama centered around the military skirmish in the Crimea, about a military skirmish about the Sontarans invading one planet for no apparent reason. Again, this seems like more than one flaw, right? More than one flaw. While the largest problem still jeopardize the future of humanity, it's nowhere near as all-encompassing as the previous episode. Very true. While the show eventually circles back to the physical threat created by the Flux, not really. It might be too soon too late to spark interest. While the details are still unclear, War of the Sontarans is set up a new threat that endangers itself. Now that it centers around Doctor Who, Flux, Templar, Atropos have generated a brand new slate of mysteries. Yeah, I guess so. Okay, his His one major flaw. I'm not reading more. His one major storytelling flaw is storytelling. yes, Scream Rant. You correctly identified. Chris Chibnall still has one storytelling flaw, and that's the storytelling. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.